The next topic has to do with something that has been really concerning and mysterious, and nobody has a concrete answer yet. But this makes, the plot thicker about the drones in New Jersey, because now New Jersey Mayor Michael Melham says radioactive material in New Jersey went missing on December 2nd. Okay, there was actual radioactive material. You know that we had a video of a gentleman yesterday talking about that how these nuclear warheads that could have these radioactive traces. Well, one of those nuclear warheads just made a trip all over the Atlantic into the United States, and nobody knows where that nuclear warhead is. It's either that or radioactive material, and could be the same, of course, because we should have some kind of radioactive signal. So maybe that's what these drones from the government are looking for, and the government doesn't want to say, hey, you know what? There's this nuclear warhead, just sitting around New Jersey or New York, and we don't know exactly where it is, and we are using these special drones to track it down, but we don't want to tell the public because, well, the public is going to panic, of course. The mayor suggested the material may have come through Port Newark. We're aware of a threat that came in through Port Newark. Maybe that's radioactive. Maybe we are aware of a threat. What is this? What is happening? Like 2024 wants to be remembered for many things. It's going to be remembered for many things. I'm pretty sure that we're going to remember 2024 in many ways. And this seems to be one of those.
Information has not been forthcoming. And it's this lack of transparency, in my opinion, that's doing nothing but fueling conspiracy theories online.
Do you have any idea what it could be? Or which side it could be, where it's coming from?
Yeah, I can tell you what it's not. We know for a fact it's not little green men. And more than likely, it's not a foreign adversary, because they would be able to figure out how to turn off the blinking lights. These drones are huge.
And if this is a foreign adversary and you haven't shot these drones down, then everyone in the military is retarded. There would be no other explanation.
We had a mayor yesterday on the call with the White House telling them that he had 6-foot drones hovering over his house. Yet they continue to tell us we don't know what we're talking about. It's misidentification. Certainly there's some misidentification probably going on, but I could assure you that we are seeing drones in New Jersey all over the place.
All right, so Bethany Frankel, I know she's not like, the New York Times, but she says that she has like some kind of contact at the Pentagon and that it has something to do with radioactive material in New Jersey. What are you hearing?
So here's what I know. I know that we were told by our state police that we have assets over our critical infrastructure. Now, depending on...
What does that mean? I would like to know. Can you speak in normie, please? Can you speak in normie?
Now, your point of view, that's either concerning or comforting. I think it's comforting because it's probably us listening and watching. We also know that we have drones that are flying in a grid-like pattern. In my opinion, they're looking for something. What might they be looking for? Well, potentially, we're aware of a threat that came in through Port Newark. Maybe that's radioactive material. There was and there is an...
Maybe that was radioactive material. We are aware of a threat, and this is just... And by the way, it's like we dress, it's like Beetlejuice. We dress at the same shop. Hey, that's almost, it's not the same tie, but it's pretty much alike. There's just a coincidence, perhaps, maybe a radioactive coincidence. But how do you know that you're aware of a threat that comes through the port that could be radioactive? Okay, you drop those words like that's nothing. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we know that there was a threat that came into the United States that could or could not be radioactive. We are not so sure, and maybe the drones are looking for that as well. Because what is this? What is happening? How does this happen exactly?
That's out right now that radioactive material in New Jersey has gone missing on December 2nd. It was a shipment. It arrived at its destination. The container was damaged and was empty. So potentially...
A Godzilla egg? I don't know.
Wait, stop right there, Mayor, because that's very important information. And that came from a credible source.
That came from the U.S. government.
And so it's missing?
Missing.
And they think it's in New Jersey, or it could be anywhere.
It was lost in New Jersey in transit. And again, this is just an example of
Okay, this is like, oh yeah, I asked for a tie, a tartan tie, a green and red tartan tie, and it was missed in the mailbox, in the mail. UPS lost track of that. DHL lost track of that. FedEx lost track. No, we're talking about a real threat, and he's talking like no big deal.
Of what I think that we're sniffing for. I think we do have the assets that can go up and fly around and sniff things, which is why we're not seeing the uptick we used to see in Belleville anymore. It's kind of moving, but we're seeing alerts that it's happening now in Pennsylvania.
And that's right about the time that the drone sightings began, right?
Yeah, drone sightings began about 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you take a look at this, if this information is indeed credible, why wouldn't the government say, it's us?
That's the crazy part about this. We've gotten very little information. Even yesterday on that call with the White House, literally mayors were told, you guys are seeing things. There's no credibility to this.
There's no credibility to things. Okay, what you're seeing, you remember 1984, the book 1984. The party will make you reject what you see with your eyes and what you hear with your ears. You see it with your eyes. You're seeing that is right in front of you. No, you are not seeing it. You're not seeing that. And that is really frustrating. And there are many people that you can actually brainwash people that way. It's baffling the amount of people that can be brainwashed into not seeing the things that are right in front of them. And if Kamala Harris got 75 million votes, you know that brainwashing is a thing, and it works.
We have one mayor, like I said, had drones over his house. I mean, we're no longer going to stand for not hearing the truth. I mean, our state government is failing us. They're not getting the answers from the federal government. And even though yesterday they told us that there's nothing to see here, today there's a top secret briefing going on in Congress. Well, what are they being told that we weren't told yesterday?
Real quick, did you know yesterday when you were on that call about this missing radioactive activity or merchandise, or did you know that this morning after the call?
I was made aware of it yesterday morning. I did raise my hand. We weren't allowed to speak. I did raise my hand, was not called on to get that question answered.
Yeah, we were not allowed to speak. We were not allowed to speak, and that's the kind of things that, oh, no. This, you cannot ask questions about this because, we are dealing with, we have a communication from the government. We're going to be reading. We're going to be reading in a second. Just let's finish this.
So apparently it is concerning. Even the president-elect, who I'm sure gets some kind of briefings on things. He says he's not going to his home in Bedminster, right?
Yeah, I listened to him yesterday. He no doubt gets the same exact briefings that President Biden gets. He says our government knows. He says our president knows. And he also ended with saying, I'm not going to be in New Jersey this weekend.
So what do you want to know? What do you want the government to tell you and the general public?
I want them to be clear with us. I want transparency. I want them to say these are our assets. There's no need to concern about what's flying. The question should no longer be who's flying these drones or who owns them. It should be what they're looking for. Tell us they're ours. Tell us that they're protecting us, and tell us what the threat.
This is baffling. It's like they have this big stuff out there somewhere. They lost it. They need to find it, and the only way to find it is through sniffing with drones. I don't know. Can't they? Trump is avoiding the area. By the way, Trump is making sure he doesn't go near New Jersey, or his golf course in New Jersey. And we have this from the Department of Homeland Security. From the Department of Homeland Security, together with the FBI, FAA, and Department of Defense, joint statement on ongoing response to reported drone sightings. This is the official communication. There are more than 1 million drones lawfully registered with the FAA in the United States, and there are thousands of commercial, hobbyist, and law enforcement drones lawfully in the sky on any given day. It's like saying that, oh, you're looking at nothing. You're looking at drones. We have lots of drones. We have so many drones that what you're looking at is nothing. With the technology landscape evolving, we expect that number to increase over time. No shit. FBI has received tips of more than 5,000 reported drone sightings in the last few weeks, with approximately 100 leads generated, and the federal government supporting state and local officials in investigating these reports. Consistent with each of our unique missions and authorities, we are quickly working to prioritize and follow these leads. No, that sounds like you are not doing that precisely. We have sent advanced detection technology to the region, and we have sent trained visual observers. Like you can imagine the people with their binoculars. Oh yeah, that is a drone. Okay, I'm going to put that on my notes. I saw a drone. I'm going to report that. Having closely examined the technical data and tips from concerned citizens, we assess that the sightings to date include a combination of lawful commercial drones, hobbyist drones, and law enforcement drones, as well as manned fixed-wing aircraft, helicopters, and stars mistakenly reported as drones. We have not identified anything anomalous and do not assess the activity to date to present a national security or public safety risk over the civilian airspace in New Jersey or other states in the Northeast. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. It's like in the Naked Gun scene. Just go away. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Those things flying in the sky. No. You're not seeing anything. That is not happening. Oh well, maybe our drones. We have millions of drones. It's normal to see drones swarming cities, skies in every city of the United States. That's perfectly normal. That said, we recognize the concern among many communities. We continue to support state and local authorities with advanced detection technology and support of law enforcement. We urge Congress to enact counter-UAS legislation when it reconvenes that would extend and expand existing counter-drone authorities to identify and mitigate any threat that may emerge. That sounds like a lot of bureaucracy. Additionally, there have been unlimited numbers of visual sightings of drones over military facilities in New Jersey and elsewhere. No big deal, including within restricted airspace. And how does that work? Why don't you take them down? The Department of Defense takes unauthorized access over its airspace seriously and coordinates closely with federal, state, and local law enforcement authorities as appropriate. And why haven't you shot those down? Local commanders are actively engaged to ensure there are appropriate detection and mitigation measures in place. All right, so you're essentially doing nothing. This is baffling. We have suggestions that there is a nuclear warhead, that something crossed a port in the United States that could be radioactive. Why would the mayor of New Jersey say that? Let me be more specific about this. I said something. I want to set the record straight. New Jersey Mayor Michael Melham. This says, what? How does that happen? I don't know, but I'm sure that this is not the last time we're going to be hearing from those drones or radioactive things all the way up until Trump takes office. That is reality that we have now, and I will really love to know what you think about it. What is your take of this in the comments? They are doing nothing, but I bet my buttons say no more than they are letting on.